All set? Okay. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce you to Ron Leighton, who leads an organization here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but also available to remote people. So I want to make sure I include that. He leads the PIT crew, which is the practice interview team. I will share my personal experience with him and this group. It's been invaluable. As somebody who tends to be a bit of an introvert and gets extremely nervous and hasn't interviewed for a while. It was just an amazing opportunity for me to meet with a group of professionals who put me through the process and did so not by taking it easy on me, but making sure that I was well prepared for whatever might come my way when I gained those interviews. So without further ado, it is my great pleasure again to introduce Mr. Ron Leighton. Take it away.
All right, hello everybody. Glad to be here on a Friday afternoon with you. So if I can only impart one tip on interviewing, that is be prepared with a list of minimum of 10 questions written down. Physically write them down because you're going to get nervous in an interview. You're going to forget them. Write them down. And your goal during the interview is to ask at least half of them. I know a lot of people think I can't ask questions till the end. Ignore that piece of advice. If you keep that piece of advice, you're going to lose probably 50% of your capability to have an effective interview. Ask questions during the interview. Okay? So your goal is to ask at least half of them. I'm going to make a recommendation. It's not easy or normal. I'm not saying normal. It's not easy to get into the mode of asking a question. So when you practice giving your star stories, practice flowing right into a question. Okay? Let me give you an example. The very first time you should ask a question, almost every single interview starts with the question, tell me about yourself. So you're going to give them an answer to tell me about yourself, and then you're going to have a question right at the end immediately. Now, the truth is, maybe up to 50% of the hiring managers have not read the job description. They literally don't know what's in it. And those that have read it, they may not have written it. So all you have to go initially is off the job description, but the reality is it may be entirely different. So your first question is going to be something of this nature. I've read the job description and I'm curious, what exactly skills are you looking for, and what projects or problems do you want that person with those skills to accomplish to be an excellent hire? Once they give you that answer, no matter what's in the job description, they just told you exactly what they're looking for. Write those things down because that becomes your roadmap for the rest of the interview. Okay? So, ask questions. Okay? At least have 10 written down, ask half of them. If you ask questions, what you're going to do is you're going to turn that interview into a conversation. We as hiring managers want to hire people we get along with, people we know that are going to do the job, people that can have conversations with each other, tell people their point of view, convince people. Asking questions turn this into a conversation. I have a saying that if you don't ask questions, your interview is going to turn into two other things. It's going to turn into interrogation or an inquisition, neither of which are you going to like. Okay? So that is really the single most thing that I can impart. Have 10 written. Don't put numbers by them because as soon as you ask that first question that I told you, it's going to change. Then you can start remembering the questions in priority order. All right, that's the number one thing that I have. I've put pit crew interview tips and execution in the chat window, a link to it, as well as a link to what is the pit crew. The pit crew, we give mock interviews to people. We have panel interviews, and as Alice said, they are not practice, they are actual interviews. We are told often that our interviews are more difficult than real life, and it's not because we make them that way. It's just because our panelists spend at least an hour or two focusing on you, your resume, the job description you've provided. We use AI to ask questions. We go look at the job site URL. So we're going to give you a very thorough interview, and as far as preparation goes. So that's what I think is the number one thing you really need to do in interviews. So questions?
Hi, Ron. My name is Pearl Argade. Thank you for speaking with us today. And I didn't mean that to rhyme either. uh, I've often asked the question of whether or not this is a quite a good question to ask. Tell me a time when you actually assisted one of your candidates. I'm just doing this off the cuff right now, right? I haven't written it down, but obviously I'll be more concise. Tell me a time when you assisted one of your resources advance in their career, or tell me a time where something didn't work out with that candidate.